Relationships are the topic of the week. Erika tries to salvage her only friendship, and we get a whole tiff with Kyle and Mauricio over tattoo disclosures. Let's talk about what's happening this week on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So the episode starts and Dorit throws a little outdoor picnic for her and Erika. Erika complains she's cold and she's wearing a puffer jacket. What is the temperature? Are they not in California? Beverly Hills is definitely in the southern part of the state, so I would assume the weather doesn't get cold enough to require a puffer jacket. Dorit reiterates that Erika's comments at BravoCon hurt her, and Erika says that she had a lapse in judgment and genuinely apologizes for the comment. Okay, they solved that really quickly. In one of her confessionals during the scene, Dorit mentions that she took out $10,000 to shop for Christmas gifts 14 months after her home invasion, and her purse was stolen before she got to the register. Apparently, the police were involved and reviewed video surveillance, and it showed she was followed by 3 men. I guess they stole her purse. She says that put her back into a PTSD spiral, which is a really bad setback. But just as an aside, why wouldn't she buy her Christmas gifts with a credit card? I buy everything with my credit card just to rack up the points. I'm sure she receives points or miles or some type of perk from using her credit card, so I find it interesting that she pays with cash. In the next scene, Sutton sees a matchmaker. She says she's the one-date wonder and doesn't get asked out on a second date. Honestly, I'm not at all interested in Sutton's dating life, unless she brings him on the show and we actually get to see her on the date. Okay, Crystal enters the chat. We get a scene with her, Rob, and her pop star brother, Jeff. We learn that her brother's engagement broke down during the pandemic, and he's now ready to get married again. Jeff is now 41, and Rob points out he was 40 when he met Crystal. Jeff asks if Crystal would be okay with him marrying someone who's 20 years younger, which was exactly hers and Rob's situation. She agrees with Rob and says as long as the girl was as mature and smart as Crystal was at that age, then yes. That's obviously a lie. She would no doubt have an issue with it, and then her brother would call her a hypocrite. This whole scene was a little bit of Crystal and not a lot of substance. I honestly don't have anything against Crystal. She seems nice, but I don't think she contributes a lot to the show. She's just too normal and doesn't have enough reality TV drama to continue on a show like Housewives. The elements are there, but there's no spark. I wouldn't be surprised if this was her last season. 3's enough. Kyle takes Dorit to a fake lunch where PK is planning to reenact a scene from Pretty Woman as a surprise. During the car ride there, Dorit questions if there's any trouble in their marriage. She points out that she and PK used to hang out with Kyle and Mauricio as couples, which they haven't done in a long time. Dorit has also noticed that Kyle is posting a lot of pictures on social media without Mauricio. Kyle admits that she needed a little space and freedom from everything. They get to the room and Kyle tells her that it's a Pretty Woman surprise, and instead of being excited, Dorit's anxiety is through the roof. PK has planned the reenactment and has a team bring in a bunch of red dresses for Dorit to try on. She starts to get critical because she's a designer and a stylist. And we all know Dorit is super particular about her look and style. I liked that the shady producers pointed out that PK got Berlin to serenade Dorit, but it wasn't from Pretty Woman, that was from Top Gun. I do like the banter that they have with PK just constantly saying or doing something to make Dorit roll her eyes on purpose. Dorit mentions that she doesn't need grand gestures from PK, which sounds nice, but I think she'd be a little bored without them. She does say she needs help with the kids, the home, work, etc. That seems like a constant complaint from women, no matter what their socioeconomic status is. They want their men to step up and help out with the day-to-day instead of leaving it all on the woman. We get a sit-down between Garcelle and Sutton, and Garcelle lays out the situation with Jax. She realizes that he was struggling over the last couple of years, and she chopped it up to teenage angst or him being a brat. And now he's asked to go live with his dad. She was sad about it and felt like he was half punishing her and half seeing what he could get away with. I also wonder if he perceives having more freedom at his dad's house because although Garcelle might be busy working, I can see her maybe having more rules and structure when she is at home. She does come from a Caribbean background, and that's pretty standard when it comes to parenting styles. Kyle has a Mexican birthday dinner for Portia's 15th birthday. Her whole body language is off towards Mauricio. She's also really snippy and short with him. And when he holds out his arm to embrace her, she doesn't even want to lean into him. Mauricio's mom asks Kyle if she and Mauricio are okay because she's seen a lot online. If you notice, Kyle doesn't actually say they're okay. She says, "What do you mean?" And that it started when she was photographed without her wedding ring after lifting weights. There's this whole thing made about tattoos. I'm guessing maybe Mauricio's mom wasn't really into tattoos. Kyle tells her that she has a tattoo and she says she doesn't care and she knows the girls have tattoos too. Kyle takes that opportunity to also tell her that Mauricio has a tattoo, and his mom seems surprised by that. Kyle then lets Mauricio know that she spilled the beans and he's upset, which I understand. If he wanted to share with his mother he got a tattoo, then he should be the one to tell her, especially if it seems like there's some issue that she has with them. Or else why were they all afraid to tell her, and why did Kyle's daughters have the reaction that they had? Kyle seems to think it's not a big deal and comes across like she doesn't think Mauricio should be mad at her because his mother doesn't actually care about tattoos. That isn't the point. If the shoe was on the other foot, you know Kyle would have blown a gasket and overreacted about it. Mauricio calmly says he was upset and said he didn't want to talk about it at the dinner table in the middle of Portia's party. I guess this is showing the cracks in the foundation of their marriage. We end the episode in Vegas to celebrate Crystal's 40th birthday and to see Erika's show. Let's be honest, these women aren't good enough friends with Crystal to really throw her this epic celebration, but it's an excuse for a trip on a private jet and to be lavish at a different location. A 15,000 square foot room, it was gorgeous. This is truly what we expect from Housewives. They all settle into the hotel room, and we get a preview of next week where the ladies go out to the Magic Mike show. We get to see Erika on stage spreading it wide, someone jumping up and wrapping their legs around one of the dancers, and all of a sudden, Sutton is freaking out. She causes a scene and storms out. What the hell is she mad about? She was looking forward to the show. Sutton has made strides over the seasons, but she is still a little odd and a little particular. So I'm wondering what it was that set her off. I think she probably is judging Erika for her onstage antics. What do you think? That's it for this week's episode. Nothing crazy, just a bunch of setup filler scenes for more to come during the season. I'd give this maybe a 6.5 out of 10. Tell me what you'd rate this episode in the comments. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch up next week. Bye.